All right. There we go. Hello, everybody. Welcome to
Hello.
VLR. You listening? Today, I am joined by 229 FN and Meghania. We
Hello.
are going to be talking about every region as the current topic suggests, but mainly only the important matches that have happened.
Just go fast on the results
Y-
so we can go on the prediction.
yes, today we need to go fast on every single match. So let's get right into it. So first we'll be talking about China because that was the region that just happened and with some surprising results. But the first one, I believe, where do we need to start? We need to start after the week one, right? Which is going to be FPX versus Nova? No, Tyloo versus Trace.
Let I can use Wikipedia. So the first game was if it's loading because I have a poor internet today. I don't know why. EDG versus Tech. First game was EDG versus Tech, but did we talk
Yeah,
about because it was
we
before
covered week one.
the
So it'd be
okay.
Trace versus Tyloo.
Yeah, Trace versus Tailo, so 2-0 for Tailo, which is an upset.
Yes. And so Tyloo did get a win over Trace. And what's quite surprising is that Tyloo kept slowly on Yoru. They are confident in this decision, and it actually worked out for them. He was 14 and 3 in first kill to first death ratio, and MVP the match. I mean, talk
Wait,
to me.
wait, wait, he reverse pied on the first kills, first deaths.
Yeah, he reverse pied, and you compare that to someone like Kai, who was the star player for Trace, who still put up a good performance, but they switched him to Sentinel and keeping Feng Feng on the duelist, which actually worked pretty well for them. It was just a pretty bad series from everyone else overall.
I like what Tailo did, going all in on double controller because Korod is not. It's a map where they have a little bit of debate, and so they almost play only one agent on this BO, and I think on the other series it was also a little bit less. But yeah, um, yeah, I think I like what Taylor did on there, and they seem to have an interesting systems, and they put a lot of emphasis on double controller. That will be the subject I think we'll have to talk about at the end of the podcast. Next
Yes.
game,
We can go straight to the next game,
FP,
yeah.
Okay.
FPX versus Nova. So win of FPX, they were favorite, so I don't think we don't have a lot to say about it.
I feel like I want to say that first of all, actually no. I think the Waylay from FPX was pretty interesting because they ran on two maps on Haven and Ascent. Although they lost Haven and won Ascent, they had some pretty cool ideas. I really liked how Life, went to like clear A main. We've been seeing how these teams have been clearing A main, right? So on Pacific, we've been seeing a lot of Viper to get rid of the one way. FPX used the Waylay to sort of refract over and then TP back into mid, which I thought was super cool and an interesting idea that no one
Yeah.
had done. On the side for Nova, they weren't impressive overall, I'd say, as a team. So I think taking the map of FPX, who are looking like one of the stronger teams in China, is great. And yeah,
Yeah.
not
I mean,
much.
This Viper on
I'm a really big fan of the Waylay that's been going around recently. So I'm really happy to see more of it, and I like to see what teams really can do because I feel like Waylay has a really high ceiling, and I think not many teams have actually realized that ceiling.
Yeah.
So
Also want to point out that CB as an IGL was not doing too hot compared to when he wasn't. But that is to be expected.
I mean, yeah, when you're IGLing, you probably are not going to be able to shoot your gun.
Yeah. I do
I'm
want to talk
really not
about.
convinced about Relay,
Yeah, I do want to talk about
but we'll
FPX.
see.
Is the fact that
Yeah.
do you think they're back as a team?
I think they're back if Life decides to plug in his mouse. Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
Life was top
Yeah.
fragging. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He plugged in his
He
mouse.
plugged in his mouse. He's back. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a little bit weird because FPX was usually the team that is known for playing double controller. That should be their meta because double controller is back. And it's the team that plays the less double controller, so I'm not really sure about that, so we will see in the future.
Yes.
Yeah. Weren't they playing triple controller at one point last year?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
But that was also mainly because of Nathan D, who is now gone from the team and is on DRG.
Vukashu on Omen when?
All right, we should go to AG versus Wolves, and let me just say, I know my man Peter was happy because AG, despite all odds, beat the third place in Toronto and win over Wolves, leaving Wolves 2-0. And what a series this was! I mean, I think AG finally found the roster.
Yeah. Surprisingly, in us, with Anches not being on Duelist anymore, but being on Viper, which is weird, but I like it because I like double controller. And again, AG is a team that was at the bottom of the ranking, and that went almost full all in on the Viper, on the double controller composition, and it did work pretty good for them, even if they are only one win to lose. That's Toulouse that were kinda close against XLG and not really against XLG, but against ZRG. And yes, the kinda okay. I see some future for AG. And last time I said that I believe I can believe in them, and no, I believe in them a little bit more.
Yeah. I do want to say though, huge shout out to Spitfires, who originally wasn't doing too well as a player, but I think he's really brought back with his career. He's playing some insane duelists, some insane Yoru, so credit to him.
Yeah, and that brings the question of time. When you bring a new player, in the current format, you need him to be good in 5 games, and if he's not good in 5 games, you will start to panic and make change. But sometimes just time will help the player and make them better, and we need to think in long term in Valorant. We can't just make change after five
Yeah.
series.
I fully agree. So now let's move on to the next match, which was
GDG versus BLG.
which not too surprising. I mean, again, it's kind of a stew masterclass for the JDG win, but besides that, pretty expected results.
Yep.
Anything else you guys want to say?
Now fast. We need to speed run
Not
this.
really. Just Stu being Stu.
Yeah. Let's move on to Tyloo versus Tech, where Tyloo pull off a win, another win. Who they are looking like a very good team right now. And even though Slowly had a pretty poor performance, especially playing on the Omen, actually, going double negative, but he's willing to fall for the team, and they're doing pretty well. Scales, I just want to talk about Scales because I mean, he was such a bad player last year, and this year I don't know what's happened to him, but he's completely changed.
Yeah.
On the side of Tech, I do want to talk about Mr. Luke over here, which was on Haven, who had an unfortunate series, to say the least. Dropping 0 kills with a 0.03 ACS rating and 222 ACS. Definitely rough for him. We talked about his inconsistency before. Anything you guys want to add?
Is it the first time a player go zero kills on a map?
This year, yes. Not in VCT, but this year, yes.
What was the last time?
Last time was in Pacific, where it happened twice. I think I forgot which teams. It was 2 teams in Pacific.
Okay.
Yeah.
So next step is having a player that go 0 kills on 2 games
2 games, yeah.
in the same series.
And now
Okay.
talk about Trace with
Trace
EDG,
versus EDG.
where Trace did pull off a I would say surprising win over EDG. And it was yeah.
I blame the esports World Cup on this one.
I think the comps were a little funky.
I mean the comps were a little funky, but I think it's definitely the esports World Cup that messed up with prep, right?
That's also true, yeah.
Because I mean,
it's horrible for a Chinese team. You know, you end the Masters, you go back in your region, you play on the map pool with Korod, then you go back to the Esports World Cup, you play on the map pool that no longer have Korod, and then you go back to China and you have to go back on Korod map. So it's a nightmare.
Yeah, it is
Wait,
quite a nightmare.
wait, hold up, scroll up. Did EDG bank road here or no?
EDG, no, TE Banker Road.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
I mean, it's so tough to be an EWC team and then still play, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, especially if you are Chinese.
I'm pretty sure, I mean, if I look at it, I'm pretty sure every Chinese Esports World Cup team, EDG lost. Actually, BLG won, right? So BLG,
Well, who'd they play? Didn't they play somebody bad?
GDG.
they play JDG, which,
Oh,
yeah,
they played JDG,
which is
yeah.
which is probably the worst team in China right now.
They played Stu
Yeah.
and friends.
So Tech lost, Wolves lost, EDG lost. Yeah, I mean, the
Are
result.
Wolves the worst team in China?
XLG won against Wolvisport, and Wolvisport didn't went to Esports World Cup, and XLG
Oh,
was in
yes.
Esports World Cup.
Yeah, they actually have a new player, so it's not all 5.
Oh, you're right. You're right. XLG, Wilson go to Esports World Cup. You're right.
Yep.
Then let's move on to
Dragon Gun
DRG
Roger
versus
Gaming
AG.
versus All Gamers. Yeah. It's a clash of styles
Clash, definitely.
against these two teams.
Yeah.
That's
And
Ricochet.
the winner was not All Gamers, was not Dragon Ranger Gaming. The winner was Bokashu alone and alone.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, it is pretty much this man. Just look, Fukashi is such an incredible player, man. It's just
Yeah.
It's
Look at his defense stats. Wait, what was his rating on defense?
rating on defense for which map? Oh, for all the maps.
Oh, yeah.
Also, we can notice
Oh, it's
the
actually
two
wait.
wins
He
for
did better
clubs.
on attack. Never mind.
He did so good on tech, yeah.
We can notice the 2 wins for clubs.
Yes, Clove won. Yes.
Twice.
I don't think that was the Clove though. I think that was just Fukushu killing everyone.
Yeah, I agree.
The Clove went negative over both maps.
Yeah. I think.
Honestly, that's like the same as the ranked Cloves. Honestly, just getting absolutely carried and doing nothing all game.
Yeah, that's true. But I think overall AG can be pretty okay with this win. Obviously.
Yep.
Maybe they're trying to go for champs now, but I still doubt it. So. I think
they don't have any
they will
points.
need to go champs. They will need to go on a run during playoff, and
Yeah.
that will be hard, but doable.
And now let's move on to the final series that happened just now: XLG versus Wolves, where Wolves lost pretty convincingly, 13-9, 13-8. I mean, are XLG back? Or Wolves go in the dumpsters? What happened? Run me through.
So hard to say. It's so hard to say. We need more data. I it's really sad to say, but I just think Wolf was constant during the year. They just peak. Sometimes you've got players that feel confident, and when you are confident, you will win more. And they just went confident during the Masters because some event that happened that allows them to have some wins. And in no tournament, they were like dominant. You know, in China's, I think if you take all their records, they've got something like 4 win for 3 lose or something like that, which is not amazing, you know. And same for Masters, they went 4 win to 3 lose or something like that, and it's okay, but it's maybe can be just explained by the fact they were good mindset in the Masters and they were maybe not just that good, and it's hard to say for me because I really want World Esport to be an amazing team and qualify, but I still was a little bit dubious about World, and even if they went third both in China and in Masters, I blame a little bit the format because when you manage to win 2 games, you will be third no matter what. Even if you win the two first game, you have a small advantage because the team in winner bracket will just can't go lower than third, and maybe that's what's happening for the world because it's happening twice. You know, it did happen in China and it did happen in in Masters. So yeah, I don't know.
I mean, I want to point out that they did play XOG did play double duelist, putting Nomad on Raze, which worked out really well for them. I just think I think they're finding their role, right? Because they're sort of sorting Nomad on Initiator before, and now they're putting into more comfort roles, which he's performing much better. So huge credit to him for this series. But yeah, I mean, Wolves, they're struggling. Yuko,
Do we
Yeah.
think do we think XLG are back? Like, do we think they make top 2 in China?
I still doubt it.
You do that. Who do you think is better, FPX or?
I think FPX are better. I think BLG are better, and I think EDG will be better. Even though they're right now they might not be. I think EDG will be better. I think XLG could be a solid fourth though.
Okay.
I think I did change my mind about FPX. At the start of the tournament, I was like, "Oh, FPX will be definitely top 2. I trust in them because that's their meta." And they changed their playstyle a lot, and they won twice. But I'm like, I think they are one patch late, and so I just don't think they are that good, even if they won twice. And maybe, yeah.
I think it depends on what they can do with that life waylay, if that can find more value.
Maybe.
I mean, the
Maybe.
problem with this group, right, Group Omega, there isn't like none of these teams are really any good per se. Like these are all like middling teams, right?
Yeah.
Because if you beat DRG, it's kind of it depends on if your coach is having a good day. If you beat XLG are a question mark, Wolves are a question mark. The only Nova are like kind of bad. AG are sort of a question mark as well. So these are all like teams that you don't know how good they are until they face like a team we know that is good or a team that we know is bad, right?
Yeah, there's
Would you
no
say
like
Group Alpha
benchmark
is
for
overall
that
better?
group.
Group
'Cause
Alpha.
isn't
I think Group Alpha has better. I think that I think these four teams are much better than these two teams.
yeah.
So I think this Group Alpha is overall better, but it's an easier group if that makes sense.
Wait, who wins? JDG or Tech?
I think both of them are
JDG is
pretty
better,
bad.
right?
I think both of them.
Yeah.
You were Nat, you were so close for the narratives of last split, saying, "Oh, Group Alpha is far better than Group Omega," and we end with Group Omega crushing Group Alpha in playoff.
Yeah, I know. Last season had me crushed, man. All
Yeah.
right, let's move on to the next region then, which will be Pacific.
No, prediction.
Oh, we got predictions. You're so right. You're so
yeah,
right.
yeah.
All right, so we are on Group 3, Week 3. All right, so
Alright.
Tech Esports versus
I feel like Billy
BLG.
wins this, right?
Any disagreements on BLG?
Nah.
No. Go
Yeah.
BLG.
FPX versus DRG. Vukashu versus FPX.
I think DRG.
You think
Fukashi
DRG?
versus Life.
What do
Yeah.
you think, Meg?
It's so hard. This is typically the kind of game that depends if Bokeshu can solo carry. But I think FPX might be a little bit better. You know what? The head coach of DRG was the coach of FPX in the past. No,
Yes, that is true.
that may impact the games. Maybe DRG will say, "Oh, I know my ancient player, and I know their problems, their mistakes. So maybe it will go in favor of Dragon Ranger Gaming." That's your opinion?
My opinion, I think that this will be a series for FPX because I think FPX fundamentally they are a very good team. They've shown quite a bit, right, against these other teams. I'm super happy with their ideas. I think that Life is playing like the biggest question mark for me was if Life was going to play well, right? If Life is going to continue being like a stage 1 player where he was honestly probably
And
the
we
worst.
still don't know if he's gonna play well.
I mean, we don't know, but he's just shown an incredible performance, right? So I think that if he can keep this up, FPX will be a international contending team. Maybe not a trophy winning team, but like they should be participating for like top 6 in like champs or something. If Life is gonna be at his peak performance, and if that's the case, I think I have to go with FPX.
I stay on DRG. I just prefer
stand
the
DRG as
composition
well.
of DRG.
All right, then
But I
I
understand
think
your
he
point.
might be outvoted here.
let's move on to
Next one is
Nova versus
interesting.
AG. This one is an interesting one because I feel like
This one's just a coin flip.
like a few weeks ago, I think you would have said Nova 100%, right? But now
Yeah,
AG
yeah.
look like a good team.
Yeah.
I think AG look like a better team.
It's quite debatable. Yeah, so Nova or AG.
I think I prefer AG. I like how they handle the meta, and even if they didn't want that much, I still favor all gamers.
I think that Nova is probably the better team, but I'm down to go for AG because just the narrative of the AG comeback is just like so strong. I needed I needed to be true.
If AG go to champion, this is one of the most funniest narratives since Crew Esports going to champs.
It is. It will actually be. Oh my gosh. Now,
Next one is also interesting, but I don't think we will debate for much.
the next one is actually very interesting because Tai Lu, again, a few weeks ago, you might have called them a really bad team, but they've been looking good right now, especially with slowly on Duelist. I mean, and EDG have seen some shaky performances, but
Yeah, but I blame on the world. I think I will. It will be more debatable if this game was last week, and since it's next week, I will still go on EDG on this one.
I will also still go on EDG. What about you, 229? Oh,
Thanks for your argument, 2029. It
yes,
was really pertinent.
it was very passionate. I agree. So
Yeah.
let's move on
And,
then.
yeah. Tech versus GDG.
Yeah, wait, I might have to go after China.
Oh, that's no problem.
Okay.
Then we'll
Okay,
go
okay.
for Tech versus JDG. Probably your two bottom teams of China, honestly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which one are you feeling?
I don't want to answer this question, but we will have to. Uh, let me see their composition. You know what? JDG wasn't. Yeah, no, yeah. Wow. At least GDG won 2 maps, and Tech didn't want any. So I will go on GDG.
I go JDG as well.
Alright. I will also go JDG because I think Stu is an incredible player who can win over Tech, who just look lost at this point. Now,
BLG versus Trace, BLG.
oh, I actually have a hot
say
take.
BLG.
I think Trace win this one, but as both of you went for
What?
BLG, I'll let you guys say.
Go for your argument.
I think
your argument. I'm
okay.
curious.
So I think that with how Trace played against EDG, although I understand that Esports World Cup they had bad prep, I think Trace played phenomenally in that series. I think I really like their ideas. I think that with as Martin as a player was super impressive in that series, and that they had Kai back on Duelist. Kai says in TE lost to AG, I believe it was, but was AG? No. Who did he lose to? That Tai Lu. But
Tyler, yeah.
but that was mainly
Tyler was
because
the team
Kai was on full Sentinel, right? But that's not really where they shine. I mean, the only map Trace lost to EDG was when Kai was on Sentinel. When you have Kai on Duelist like they have been putting on in the last series, he just frags out at an incredible level. And since they're switching to that style, I think that they have a really decent chance of beating BLG.
Okay. If you want to go Trace, I'm down for that. You have good reasoning behind it.
Oh,
Okay,
do you want
if
to
you are
switch your answer?
versus one, it's okay.
I'd be down to switch.
Be down to switch? Alright. Then we have Trace winning over Billy. That's probably the hot take of the week.
I think it is, but we have to get a couple of those in.
Yeah. Wolves versus DRG.
DRG.
DRG straight up. What about you, Meg?
Yeah.
I want to say Wolf, but the reasonable choice is DRG.
Yeah, the reasonable choice is DRG. Actually, I believe that if Wolves continue to lose, they're actually super in danger of champ points, right? Of not even making it to champs.
They will not go to champ if they don't go to playoff. I think.
No,
I
they
think
won't.
it's dead.
If they don't win a series from here,
They have to miss playoffs, yeah.
wait, do they have to make? They don't have to make playoffs, do they?
Yeah, they
No,
do.
they don't have to
They'll
make
have to.
playoff.
They don't. Wait, what has to happen then?
because
'Cause
they if EDG XLG qualify or EDG BLG, whatever it is, like EDG XLG BLG, if any two of these three teams qualify, Wolves can still make it on points. It just depends on the trace.
Yeah.
Because
nah.
I believe Trace can't win a series here. If Trace Wait, no, Trace have 7 points, Wolves have 9 points. So there's still a chance Wolves make it, even if they lose every series here, but it's pretty low.
Yeah, it's really unrealistic because I think you also win some points in playoff.
Yeah,
if I'm not mistaken.
you do.
Yeah. No, I don't think. I think. Yeah, I don't think we'll see Wolf in champs. Sadly.
Yes.
Nah. And then I think for XLG FPX,
I mean,
I guess, yeah.
wait, why are FPX winning 2 series this week? What?
Wait, yeah, they are. What?
Surely this is a mistake.
I don't think it is. The schedule's been weird.
Oh, Nova played 2 weeks here.
It's 4 weeks. Yeah, it's only 4 weeks instead of 5. They crunch it. They
Oh,
crunched
AG
the
played
season
2
down.
weeks. Oh, I see. They just
It's not. It's normal. They are 8 games. So if they are 8 games,
Yeah.
half of team have to.
We gotta
Yeah.
follow the trend of picking the team on the bottom. So yeah.
follow the team.
Okay.
Oh, I didn't even realize. Yeah, you're so right.
I was about to say XLG, but you convinced me to stay on FPX. Well played.
Alright,
Well
I gotta
played.
head out now.
Yes, thank you for being on 2929 FN. We'll see you next time.
Okay.
Yeah. So maybe a pack knows because people is not that. It's not that late in a pack, and it will be a little bit late if we don't do it right now. I think.
Yes. Let me do that. All right. Oh, where am I? There we go. Okay. We'll both be on this side. Don't. Okay. So to talk about APAC, let's go to.
There are so
events.
many games we have to talk about.
There are so many games. How long has it been? It has been.
It's not a question of long. It's just this week. Every team played twice.
Yeah, true. All right. Then let's go for Boom versus Talon, where Talon won decisively over Boom. Do you think Boom? Do you think this was Talon being really, really good, or do you think this was Boom underperforming? Because I mean, the last time we
Yeah,
saw Boom, right? We saw them go on a miracle sort of first place run in stage 1, and then they completely fell off.
it's so hard to predict. APAC is so weird region. I think half of team could realistically win next jumps. And so this makes everything so hard to predict for Pacific. So Talent was a decent team in the past. They've got the Sage on Icebox. I prefer the composition of Boom. It's hard to say. It's really hard to say. Yeah, I can't answer that question. What's your opinion on this one?
I think Talon played to a sort of decent level, but I think a lot of it was down to Boom underperforming, especially on Icebox, where I wasn't too big of a fan of the neon that they used. On Bind, they played fine, but in general, I mean, obviously Kilo and Permi were fragging above, but when I think back to it, I think Boom, they just fell flat. Like, this is a tough question, but I don't think Talon played to such an extraordinary level as the scorelines would make you believe, right?
Yeah.
But I don't think Boom played particularly bad.
Maybe Group Omega is the least stacked group ever in a tier 1 if story.
Yeah, it is quite interesting. It's a weird group. I mean,
yeah, Boost team are weird.
I think
Boost group are weird.
Yeah, I think. I mean, oh wait, we'll get to Group Alpha, but yeah, a 1-1 record across the board.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's move on then to Nongshen versus Team Secret. where Nongxin beat Secret pretty decisively. I mean,
Full committing on the Viper,
full committing on the Viper,
even
yeah.
on Ascent. Even on Ascent, and if you want saw the ideas behind the Viper on Ascent, I recommend you to look at the TMV video, Nongshim versus Secret. That is really interesting, and yeah, you will learn something, and yeah, maybe even on Ascent, double controller is the right choice.
Yeah, I mean, they had a pretty interesting Ascent comp, especially with RB coming back into Nongxin, previously on Tech, which worked out really well for them. He was a huge drag on Ascent, which I know a certain person on this podcast would be very happy if he was here. But yeah, I mean,
It's so funny to see RB going to Nongshim, which is the favorite player in APAC for dear Hades. And my favorite player in APAC is Margaret, and RB literally replaced Margaret, so it's a bit sad. Yeah, it's so weird because I thought to me he was the best player in the team, and even without him they do great. So good for Nongshim. I just hope Marga finds something else because he's a good player. He's really talented. And yeah, we'll see in the future how these things goes. But yeah,
yeah, and this
want to
was
go to the next game?
I did want to talk about this was Nizzy's debut. He played super well for the team, despite the loss. So yeah.
Okay.
But
Good.
let's move on then to T1 versus Paper Rex,
T1.
where it was a very close game. I mean, this was
Yeah, it's at 2-0, but at 2-0 that's really close.
yes. I mean, I think this was pretty unexpected, right? T1 up to this point were not that really good of a team, and then up to now T1 were, I mean, PRX obviously won Toronto. They put up a great performance at EWC. So run me through it. What do you think made it such a close series?
I think the player inside T1 are amazing player, and we are maybe kinda in the vitality situation where the team is really good, where the meta is a little bit shaky, and you can just play on individualities. But yeah, I want to blame the coaching staff for this one. I just think they don't manage to find their meta, to make their player shine, and yeah, it's really sad. And even if double duelist is strong, they should make it work because yeah, the double duelist is really strong on this two days, and even with the change, and they should be good with the double duelist, but I'm still not that convinced by their composition. You don't have to play Vice. You can go Viper and go. Yeah, you replace Vice by a Viper and you get a really decent composition on Lotus 41. And yeah, yeah, it's too much solo QX for me. And is that there are two possibilities. Either the coaching staff is like, okay, if we don't put them on a solo queue comp, they will not doing great. So we have to put them in solo queue comp, even if they will be a little bit less, because if we put them in a more normal comp, they will be lost, or they will be that will not make them shine, or they have a something I will say is a bad read of the meta, and if that is the problem, then everyone blaming Autumn. No, not Autumn. The coach of
It is Autumn.
what's the name of the coach?
It
It's
is.
Autumn, yeah. Um, isn't the same name that the player in China?
It is the exact same name. Yes.
Yeah, I was like, no, it can't be Autumn. Autumn is a player. Okay. I never realized this, but yeah, that's true. So yeah, I just want to blame this one.
Yeah. I mean, I think we'll get back to T1 very soon if we talk about third of the week. But I mean, T1 are a mess of a team, man. The fact they played this close was, I think, pretty surprising.
Yeah, but it's again the same problem. When you get a team that have good players, they can always take some unexpected wins.
Yes. All right.
Because at the end of the day, it's a FPS, and if the bullet is on the head, then the bullet is on the head.
True that. Next one we move on to is DRX versus Genji, where Genji got a pretty decisive win over DRX. I mean, they played the Corrode, which was super interesting, especially with the Sage, which I think I'm gonna mention. But yeah, and then they won on Haven. I mean, Genji have been excellent at Haven ever since Toronto, so props to them.
Yeah, and it was a mirror Viper on Haven. They are so good. Genji is so good. They are managing to bring back Viper on Haven, and people start to copying them. That's so interesting to see.
Agreed, agreed. So, I mean, do you think do you think that Genji are sort of in that, because I mean Genji performed pretty well Toronto, right? But we did have some choking problems. Do you think this
Yeah.
Genji overall are a very good team and will continue with the choking problems, or do you think that they will sort of recover?
I will double down on my text saying that Korean, when all the hopes of Korea rely on one team in Korea, that's too much pressure for a Korean team because the Korean fan can be really harsh sometimes, and that's the mental will crumble at some point in the tournament if they are only one Korean team. So it will depend if DRX or T1 or Nongshim manage to qualify, manage to go on a run in Toronto. I think Genji will win champions if they are two good Korean teams in Paris, and if that's not the case, they will crumble.
Hmm. I think that's a pretty interesting take, and it is kind of true, right? I mean, the last time that you kind of had like a solo Korean team do well, which was what? I mean, I guess you had Genji in Shanghai and Madrid, but before,
Vision Striker,
yeah, I think you have to go back to Vision Striker, which is insane.
but yeah, yeah, the whole DRX. But at this point, Valorant was not the important game it was in Korea, and that is a game changer because they probably didn't feel so much pressure. Nobody expects them to do anything because they were like, "Oh, Korea was never an FPS region, so they will be bad, they will be trash," and they didn't top kinda good. And now, um, hearing Jackson saying that, "Oh, it's amazing that Korea is now." Valorant is now one of the top 2, 3 games in Korea because Valorant is now so big in Korea, and yeah, now the pressure is heavy. So yeah,
Yeah. Let's move on then from this series, which will be RRQ versus Global Esports, where Global Esports pulled off a surprising win. And yeah, I mean, I think Global Esports played an excellent Corrode. I just want to say, I love how they defaulted on that map. The way that the way that they took mid control was incredible. That no other team had done so far, and they had
can
a
you
super.
describe it?
Well, what they kind of had was that they like sort of it was sort of they would, first of all, they would push down on defense, taking short, but taking that mid control, which forced RQ to do a lot of awkward rotates, a lot of struggling on time for them. And
Yeah.
for the side of GE, they had much shorter rotates, and which really helped for them considering that they had a non-Yoru comp, right? So if you look at the map, it took like 40. It takes like 40 seconds to like just run from A to B. But if you push down and get that mid control, like GE did, especially with GE, how their timings with the defaults, it was super well timed, and they knew what times to take, which I think huge props to Crystal for that and their coaching staff. But it allowed them to get that mid control, allowed them for them to insert their players and get on these crazy timings onto ROQ that they weren't expecting, which
Yeah.
allowed them to win the map so decisively. I mean, look at this defending half; it's insane.
I think Korod is a 1-3-1 map, which means one player defending one side, one player defending another side, and I think you have to fight for mid. I think the key of the map really reside on this mid lane, and if you take mid, you will most likely win the round. So yeah, it was the what you say is kinda in resonance with my belief on the map. So yeah, really interesting.
Yes. All right. That's anything else you want to add? about this?
I just want to I just want to question if you think the Sage or the ISO have is an important fact of this composition and of this game plan of if they could do the exact same game plan with other agents.
I don't think that. I think they could have done this same plan with other agents, but I think if you have the Sage, you have to do that game plan. If that makes sense. Because Sage is obviously you lack the info, right? So you definitely need that mid control. I think Sage is probably one of the best ways to do it though with their comp. Like you don't necessarily need a Sage, but it's definitely one of the better ways to go about it.
Okay.
Yeah. That's yeah, from what I can think. Yeah, I mean the walls are obviously very helpful for defense, so
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did they use it on retake or did they using for stall aside?
They was more aggressive walls and stalling, but yeah.
Okay.
Let's move on then to the next match, which would be Seda Division versus DFM, where DFM pull out a win against them, and oh my gosh, May, and May.
Yeah, but what shocked me most is not May. May was shocking, but what is the most shocking is that the fact Zeta Division pick Haven. They got one round on Haven. Detonation Focus Me pick Lotus. They got one round on Lotus. So I hate when two teams trade their map, but these two teams have reached a peak on how it's done.
Oh yeah, this was. I don't know what happened. This was interesting. I mean, yeah, 13-1, 1-13. What do you think can lead to this? I mean,
Confidence.
confidence.
I just think that's the kind of thing that happen when you start to win. You lose a pistol, you lose the next round, you also lose the bonus, and then you start to have the mental that start to crumble a little, and you totally lost the control of your half. And then you arrive at the half, you are in 1-11, and you are like, okay, it's over, it's done, and yeah, I just think it's either mental or horrible coaching staff that didn't understand nothing about the map they prepare. But I just prefer say it's mental because it will be a little bit too harsh to blame the staff for that.
Yeah. All right. Let's move on then. That was a pretty in weird series. That's how I put it. DRX versus Nongshin, where unfortunately for Hades, they did not win.
Yeah.
I mean, again, another landslide on each map pick, but this time, thankfully, it was the correct maps. And then Lotus was a pretty interesting series, a very close one. Originally, I thought it was going to be a DRX landslide again, but they brought it back from Nongshin's side. But it wasn't enough, and DRX won the map.
Yeah. Now it's close series. I just think that this group looks so stacked.
Yeah, this. I mean,
Genji, Nongshim, DRX, the three Korean teams in Group Alpha can win the next champs.
that is a take, but I don't think it's that ridiculous. I mean, they are really close to each other, so yeah. Well then, let's move on to Boom versus T1, where T1 put out a decisive win, and nothing much to say. I think Boom played pretty poorly. I mean, I wasn't too big.
Did they change their philosophy between the first game and the second? Because the pick look really different in T1.
Which one? What?
They just have the pick. The pick for T1 just look a little bit different. You know, on the first week you have a player that pick Kuru twice, and this same player pick Chamber twice.
Yeah.
Which is, and the Yuri is no longer on the players that play Yuri, so it's a little bit weird. So I don't know if it's a change or if it's just the system that is different depending on the map, and the randomness makes the two first map was kinda the same system, and you go back to the second system for Asset and Korod, and I don't know. So yeah.
Yeah. I think that. I mean, it definitely helps. I think roles-wise, it makes sense. Izu was sort of the Euro player for DRX. I mean, not for DRX, for T1 during obviously Bangkok, right? So it's good to see him back on it. Buzz was a great chamber, so yeah. I mean, the roles make sense. I think the Kuro comp of double controller, but they played Dome Smokes instead of the Viper, right? Was
Yeah.
pretty unique idea, and it worked out well for them. Yeah.
I think it might be the good choice in Korod. I don't think Viper is that good on Korod, and maybe you just go double dome.
Yeah, that's probably true. Then let's
Yeah.
move on then to the next one, which is
Global versus Team Secret. Small win for Team Secret.
I mean,
Really close series.
yeah, Global played an insane Corrode again. Very close loaders. Mine was sort of a wipe. Uh, what is there anything you want to say? I don't think I have too much comments on this game.
Viper supremacy, double controller supremacy. Not really. A little bit. No, no. That's the Philippine derby that is won by Team Secret again, and yeah, Global have good ideas, but I still think it's impossible for Global Esport to do anything, because it just they just pick the leftover of other sub-region in APAC, and that will never work for them.
I think Crystal's an insane IGL. I really want to give props to him. He's been great.
Yeah, but it's not a leftover; it's an import. That's a bit different.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, that's what is really sad on Global Esports. They have good ideas, they have good coaching staff, but yeah, I just don't think they can do anything because they don't have local anchorage. If you can try to have the best player of a sub-region of Southeast Asia, of Korea, of Japan. If you have a one definite sub-region, but since global sub-region is India and they don't play with Indian players, they will always end up with so many leftovers. So not good.
Yeah. All right, then let's move on to PRX versus DFM, where unsurprisingly PRX took the win.
Yeah, can go next.
Yeah, can go next.
Talon versus Zeta, and unsurprisingly, Talon takes the wins. Go next.
Yeah, go next. Here's the scoreboard.
It's a little bit
for me.
It's a little bit sad for the Japanese team.
Yeah. Permi went insane, pretty much. Let's move on to RRQ versus Genji, where RRQ pulled off the win against Genji. I think that's obviously a big surprise for everyone.
Yeah, and they also beat Genji Haven. Almost nobody beat Genji Haven. I think you have to go back to kickoff to find Genji losing on Haven.
Yeah.
And they did it. So yeah, really good.
Huge props to them. Exactly. Texture was having a bit of an off game. That is something to say. But yeah, I mean that was a very impressive feat. I think RRQ played excellently compared to how they performed before. Moniette having an insane game. So props to them.
Do you think that the two best team of the region?
I think Genji is, but I'm not ready to say RRQ is. Yeah, I think RRQ played well, but it's a bit inconsistent, right, with compared to how they played last week. So I want to see if this performance keeps up or if it's more of a one-time wonder thing.
About the lose on Global Esport, maybe we can blame Esport World Cup.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, maybe you can blame that as well. So let's move on to the pick'ems, I believe. Yes.
Yes.
It is for week 2. So Genji versus Global Esports. Now, both teams beat RRQ, but
I'm late on the stream on Discord. I just deconnect and reconnect for 1 second so I can be synchronized with you on the sharing screen.
All right. hello, welcome back.
Thanks. Okay. Genji versus Global. Genji.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty reasonable take. Genji are definitely the better team in my opinion. Let's move on to Talon versus DFM, where I think Talon just is the better team.
Yeah, I think also, but I want to say we saw some interesting things from DFM, but no, in fact, I will go Talon.
Yes. And another side loss for the Japanese squad, as I will vote for T1.
I will also go for T1 because, yeah, looking at the composition between their first series and their second series, I'm really most confident about the second series, and I maybe just believe they change something in the ideas they make, and this ideas is far better fitting for them, and they will just keep on this chamber and try some weird things and play on their advantage. So I go on T1 again.
Yes. Then let's move on to RQ versus Nongxin, where this is an interesting one. This is a hard one to pick from.
Yeah. If I have a little bit more knowledge, I think I will talk about map pools, but I can't do that.
This is
Oh,
such a hard series to think about.
yeah. RRQ ban Lotus, Nongshim ban Korod, and Icebox. Huh. Huh. Hmm. It's really interesting that RRQ will probably ban Lotus, and Lotus was the decider of Nongshim twice. So they might lose their deciders. What is the main map of RRQ? It's Haven and Ascent. You know what? I will go on Nongshim because I think their Viper on Haven and Ascent can be something that is a little bit weird and can disturb RQ, despite they won against Genji in Ascent, in Haven, even if it was the best map for Genji. So yeah, I want to go on Nongshim, but if you think RQ is better, I can go on RQ. What do you think?
I think this is I mean it's a hard series to pick from, right? I think I mean even I think I'll stick with my narrative though that RQ just had a really insane series against Genji, and rather than because I can't like erase how bad they played in the first series, even if it was like Esports World Cup and stuff. So I think I'll have to go Nongxin here.
Okay, I have one question, and this question will make me change my mind. Do you think RQ won Haven because they had an amazing game plan, or do you think they won Haven because some individualities, mentals, and flows?
I mean, I don't think RQ had a particularly bad Haven. I don't think they had anything exceptional that really shocked me that brought them over Genji. I think it was a lot of the individuals and shutting down Texture as a player, right? So I
Okay, so
think,
maybe it was just Texture having a bad game, in fact.
yeah,
Yeah, he's bottom frag. He's the last. He's not bottom frag, but last on plus minus.
yeah.
Okay, so you convinced me. I will stay on Nongshim.
All right, then let's move on to DRX versus Team Secret, where I will vote DRX, no questions asked.
I will go DRX, but I'm not fully sure on this one. But yeah, I will go DRX. Like 55, 45.
All right, that's fair. Um, Boom versus PRX. I think
Last one is heartbreaking.
Boom have been having a pretty rough stage 2 overall. PRX obviously having a great one so far. I think you have to go PRX here. No debate, right?
Yeah, no debate, no choice. That's a little bit heartbreaking. I would love to bet on PaperX on a Boom.
Yeah, that is very fair.
Yeah, also we have to keep in mind that Nongshim and Boom are in concurrencies for not being dropped. And Boom really have to. Oh, it's so sad for Boom Esports. They did a good year and they will probably get dropped even playing in Ascension. And I don't like this rule where the bottom two team in each group can't go to Ascension. I think every team that are in tier 1 should have a chance to fight for their place in Ascension, even if they're bad.
I agree. I think. Wait, I have a question. If both Ascension teams don't make it out of their group, right? Do they?
Yeah.
Do they both get relegated, or is it always only one team gets relegated?
They both get relegated, and the two winners of Ascension, the top two of Ascension, will pass. So maybe Boom Esports and Nongshim are the two best team in every tier 2 teams we currently have, and we will not have this team in Ascension.
That's rough. That's yeah.
Yeah.
I think.
But I think it will be okay for Nongshim.
Yeah, for Nongshim it will be fine, but
Oh, I'm looking back to their group and not that sure.
I mean, yeah, it depends how good Global and ROQ are, right? And Secret, I guess. But Nongshim,
Yeah.
they should be sitting on top of the group. They should be fine.
It's horrible. Nongshim, I'm saying that, yes, they can win Champ, but at the same day, they can end last of their group.
That is true, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Let's move on then to...
Do you want to do the thread of the week if it's concern T1?
Oh yeah, let's move on to thread of the week, which I will pull up now. But it is just the T1, about the T1 documentary. I don't know if you've watched it, but it was the one by Archetype, which got 82 upvotes. But basically, to summarize, this is quite long. So obviously TLDR, this team is cooked beyond words. It's beyond saving. This is a fundamental issue of human organization, not even as a team or esports player team. Like, the players and the team is so dysfunctional that the guy in charge is even worse. So basically what happened was that... Yeah?
I forgot totally all of that. If I did have remember, I would have said so many different things about T1. But yeah, I remember this drama, but it's totally get out of my mind when we did the PKM and stuff.
Yeah. So T1, basically, a lot of blame was put onto Sylvan, right? I mean,
yeah,
they had a lot of scapegoating, they didn't take a lot, especially Stax and Autumn, as leaders of their team. They didn't take responsibility or accountability for a lot of the reasons and issues they suffered. Obviously, I thought this was a huge boost for Meteor and Carpe, because they, despite everything, they were super supportive of everyone. They try to keep the team together. They're sort of the glue of the team. And Awesome as a coach was really brought into question. Obviously, we don't have the full story. We only have what they've shown. But a lot of the comms, I mean, he was blaming the prep. As the coach, he was saying that their prep wasn't good. I mean, how can you as the coach say that the scrims aren't efficient and the prep isn't good? Because you are the ones who are coming up with the prep.
Yeah, what I found even weird, it's not that, yeah, it's a drama that some players said on Twitter because they were mad, and so there are some rumors. No, they chose to put a video, put it on YouTube, and yes, and everything will be okay, and everyone get out shocked about what? It's something they wanted to show.
Yeah.
How is that possible?
Yeah, I don't know how they looked at that video and were like, yes, let's post it.
Yeah, everyone will cheer for us after that.
I mean, I looked at like another documentary, like the Liquid documentary, and I looked at the T1 one, and it's such a big difference. Like the team environment, what they showed, and it's shocking.
Yeah.
I don't know
I
how.
usually don't like to watch this video because I just feel it's a bunch of propaganda, and usually players say, "Oh, it's amazing." They are not saying significant things that, "Oh, we think on this meta, this agent is amazing," and also so I kind of stopped to watch this one, but this is another level. This is really another level.
Yeah, I've never seen a team so confident in showing how bad their team is. Yeah.
Imagine they're going to champions with that kind of mentality. It would be really shonen.
If they release a documentary and they make champions, I think that's the biggest middle finger to the Valorant community.
Oh, you know, I have a theory. You know, I think we might live in a shonen because this year, this 2025, we are in a situation where there are a lot of redemption arc. You have some T1 players that finally win some the first master of the year, yeah. You have heretics that win that finally win something, and you've got
TRX getting that trophy.
yeah, yeah, a lot of things is happening. So yeah, this is a year of redemption, and you know, when everyone in a shonen achieve their personal goal after so many things and so many hard things, and that's usually because it's the end of a narrative arc, and we are going back into another narrative arc, and so that need a new villains will emerge from the ashes of something, you know. And I try to guess who will be the villain of the next arc, what will be the next arc. And maybe the villain of the next arc will be T1 winning things, being having an horrible way to manage their player being all on the verge of depression, but we don't know how they still manage to win something, and everyone will want to see them lose, and they will continue to win games and games and series and series and masters and champions, and we will be like, we will need to end these villains.
Yeah.
Maybe I have too much imagination.
Let's move on then.
I'm
Let's move on.
sorry.
No, I understand. It's okay. I think the redemption is possible, but let's move on to see the next topic, right? Because we spent quite a bit of time, and we still have 2 whole regions to go through,
Yeah.
which will
Last
now
games.
go
Let's
through. We go through EMEA now, or
I think EMEA is better because America is not awake yet, and they will be awake soon.
all right. Let's move on to EMEA, which had quite a few groups versus Navi versus Apex, where Navi won again with the stage. Just want to point out one of your favorite things to say, and it wasn't even close.
I have to say, I have to say that Sage is currently at 9 wins to lose. So again, I don't know how it's possible. Someone need to study and explain why Sage is doing good. Maybe it's just randomness, I don't know. But when you go 8-0 on Masters and you know you are 9-2 on this stage 2, this is really weird. So I want an explanation.
Yeah, I mean, it's incredible, right? Sage. Nothing changed about her. The meta doesn't really seem to suit her, but she just is good now compared to before, where she was like almost never picked.
But even when she was never picked, she still have 1 or 2 pick and still win, and still have the biggest non-mirror win rates of the all things in tier 1 plus tier 2. So I don't know. She was always good, but I just think team underestimate her.
Yes. Possibly. Yeah. I mean, nothing's changed, so I guess that's the only solution you could say.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Sage on
She
the
also
Icebox
got a
was,
small up, but that doesn't change a lot of things.
yeah, small change, yeah. But this was a pretty decisive overall. Corrode, I think that Apex played a pretty interesting comp with the Vise and the Soto KO, but it didn't work out for them. Anything you want to say?
Nah, I just think Apex is in a huge crisis, and I just want to see more of Fluorescent, but sadly she's not here.
Yeah.
And I just have Mulsi I want to support in this team now, so yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Mosey is their initiator and also top fragging. It's weird.
Yeah.
Let's move on to
Yeah,
Team Vitality. Oh,
I just want to say that I think Mulsi is the most underrated player in all tier 1. That's not mean the best one, but the most underrated. That's the gap between how good he is and how people rate him is so high.
I fully agree. I think he's one of the best supportive players you can get out there right now, and he's
Yeah.
no one rates him. If I were to talk about like best initiator players, you wouldn't talk about Mosey in your top 50. I swear nobody would, but he really is in there.
To me, he's the best breach in the world.
The best breach. Ooh, I think. I think I still have some players like would put like Simon up there. I would put like who is it?
Simon is not a tier 1 player anymore.
Not anymore, but I would still say he's one of the best reaches out there. There was also wait, Kix. Sorry, Kix. I think Kix is an excellent just initiator main in general. I think he's one of the best supportive players out there. But yeah, Mosey's definitely up there for breach. Definitely top 5 in my opinion.
Yeah.
Let's move on to I was talking about Kix. Vitality versus Giant X, right? Vitality got kind of demolished.
The game were kinda close, in fact. But
oh
yeah,
they were kind of close. I mean, yeah, but I mean, not really what you were expecting, right? Considering this, I mean, they changed some players.
You are right. You are right. I expect them way lower. That this team, I want to trash them, but the management of this team, how they treat their player, how they pick Saivov, drop him even if he was good, doing some weird thing. I don't know if they are an explanation. I think they better give this explanation because this is make me really angry, and I think a lot of French players are really angry of what are they doing because this is a so waste of talent. You can't just pick Derke, you can't just pick Trax, Safe, taking so good player and looking so bad, doing so weird things. I just think they will in end witness, and I'm starting to believe that I don't want them in the partner program in 2027.
That is no. I think honestly pretty fair. I actually have no clue why they dropped Seawolf. Seawolf was actually such a good player. You know, dropping Safe made sort of sense, right? Because maybe you want to pick up an actual IGL. You want to pick up a person who can call.
Yeah.
But Seawolf, he was such a good player. He was performing for the team. He just came in as a rookie. He brought in French representation, which is for a French org. Everything made sense for Seawolf, and then you drop him.
And I saw that I think maybe I'm wrong, and if I'm wrong, maybe the chat can correct me. But there are no explanation. It's just we did that. But if you're doing weird things that it will be hard to understand for us, at least tell us why. But they don't.
Yeah, it's a bizarre situation. I mean, obviously, I think this is a pretty deserved loss. I really like Giant X's roster right now. Picked up some great players. I really love the Garbino pickup. I mean, he played insane. But yeah,
that's the small team doing good, interesting things with small money.
Yeah.
So good for Giantix. I would say that probably the team that I believe that have the most chance to get dropped on the next partnership program, because all of this team means something. You know, that Liquid, Fnatic have the history, Heretics have an amazing game, Skoy and is the biggest Spanish org, etc., etc. And we don't have a Russian team, so if we have to drop one team, it would make sense to drop Giantix. But even I have French player, I'm so mad at Vitality right now. I just hope they are better. And what is even worse is it's maybe the best chance for a French team to go to Paris because of points.
It is.
Even if they're trash.
Maybe, and they dropped their only French player. What a sad day.
Yeah.
Let's move on.
But you don't know.
Yeah.
It's Vitality. Maybe they will drop another player after a bad series, and Sivov will be go back because this makes no sense at all. So maybe it will make no sense until Paris.
Did they sub Sivov or did they drop him? No, he's sub. Okay. Wait.
I think he's sub. Yeah.
It's a little unupdated. because
The-
fair.
I was joking that with every team, every player they dropped during this season, they could make a team that have a decent chance to win Paris.
Honestly, you could be right. I mean, with Trex, Safe, and Seal, you already have a banging roster right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's move on then to this is Foot versus Gentle Mates, where Gentle Mates were unable to pick up the win against Foot. There was the debut
Amazing series.
of CNET again, once again back into games, played it super well. And
Yeah,
also, even though
it was a great series. The last game was amazing, and I think the two teams are decent. Foot is again the gatekeeper of the region, and Mate is so close to not being gatekept, but it's a little bit too short, and so I just hope they go better on during the split because this team have potential.
yeah, Mates have quite a bit of potential. I think that they yeah, I really believe in this team. I think I originally I wasn't such a big fan, but after the roster changes, after some showings, I'm confident that this team at least can pick up some wins throughout the season and at least stay in tier 1. So yeah.
Yeah, this is the big stakes. At least going to playoff for Mate.
Yes, big stakes. Now let's move on to Team Liquid versus Quay, where my team, Team Liquid Nats, they won this game and they brought in Trex, and what a series by Kiko. Obviously they didn't keep it clean. They won a convincing bind, dropped Icebox, but I think they're still experimenting with this comp, right? And then with Lotus, they come up with a convincing win. And Kiko. I've talked about how good he was, but I mean, this guy is insane. I can't believe how much he's changed from just like 1 year of performance.
Yeah, really good player. I just hope Liquids keep him.
Yeah.
And he will not go in another super team in Americas.
I do have a question for you though. Obviously, this was Koi's change, right? So they're on as bad of a roster as they were previously. So because they had 3 player changes, and I mean the Tank's a crazy player, but obviously there were some questions bringing in Trex, right? Obviously that he's had some fights with some people or disagreements, I would rather say. But overall he's quite an insane player individually, but he's still being slotted into a new team. Do you think that this was overall a great decision for Liquid, or do you think that you would rather have it be someone else?
I think it's decent. Not really sure what are your other options. What would you want to see?
I mean, I was thinking. I mean, I actually quite like Trex as an option. I think the only other options are around like I was looking at tier 2. Most of them are already signed. I think Shados was your only other option you could like possibly like buy out. But yeah, I mean, I think Trex has been good. Obviously, he didn't play mechanically to the level we've seen him before, but he's been a great flex. He's played every single role. I think he fits onto this team well, and if they can get the vibes going, then they will be an extremely good team.
Yeah, I agree. And this will be a good test for Trex. See if he was the problem in Vitality or if he was not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's move on then to Heretics versus BBL, where what a series this was. I mean, just wonderful, right? This final game against Sunset. This is definitely one of the strongest. I think BBL are most likely looking like the 4th team to go into champs, right?
What? What do you mean? The first team that will go to champ?
No, I mean like as in they are probably favorites to make champs like as the 4th seed, right? Because you have Fnatic, you have Heretics, you have Liquid have set pretty comfortably on that spot, and do you think BBL are up there?
It's so hard. I think there are a chance that both Heretics and Liquid go to points, and there are any team in the middle of the pack in EMEA that managed to sneak at top 2 in playoff.
Oh.
And I think can be BBL, but it can be another team.
That's fair.
Really hard to predict because BBL doesn't have that much advantage over other team. They just have 5 points, Foot have 5 points, Navi have 5 points, and then the other are a little bit behind. Vitality, maybe they will change something and they will stop being dumb, and they are above BBL, they have 6 points. So, yeah, this is really hard. Really hard to guess. I think it's really chaotic, and I will give only 25% for BBL chance to go to playoff. To not playoff, to
Champs.
champions.
I think that's
Yeah.
pretty fair. So then let's then move on to. Oh, any other comments you want to say about this game?
No, go on.
Okay, go on. Let's go on to Fnatic versus Carmine Core. Another pretty banger of a series. Icebox was a credible map. Alves,
Yeah.
the GOAT. But overall, Fnatic won. This was actually pretty shocking to me. I didn't think. I thought, but obviously both of these teams were at EWC, right? So not really a disadvantage for that for either. I mean, Fnatic went further, so you could say that. But yeah, any comments you want to say?
I'm kinda disappointed with what Karin Corp did. I think they play with one meta behind. This is the meta where double controller is good. Saadak forced a lot about double controller during the Tejo meta. It didn't work well. No, it's time for the double controller meta, and they don't play the double controller meta, so I don't understand what are they doing. Meaning, while you have Fnatic that just committed to this double controller or Sage meta, with Chronicles playing only Viper and Sage, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, it's that. And I just think, this is so weird for Carmine Corp, and they just, I don't know. I don't understand what Carmine is, but they are better. They are improving, so they only have one lose against Fnatic, and it was a close lose. So maybe KC can sneak something. It's a decent team.
Yeah,
But I expect more than just being decent.
that is true. This is a team that was sort of built to go to champs, right? So
Yeah.
let's move on then to the pick'ems,
The pick'ems, yeah.
where Apex versus KC. Where I will go KC. What about you?
I realistically, I should say KC, but I know how French team have a tracking record of choking against weak team and managing to go an upset against strong team. So I'm a little bit afraid about this one, but I'll still say KC, but it's a KC where I'm not really. I'm saying, oh, I just hope we go there really seriously and not, doing some dumb things against Apex.
Alright, Giant X versus BBL, where I think there's a clear favorite. I think BBL will be taking the win over Giant X.
I think so, but it's a 55-45. I think Giant X is better than we are rating them.
Okay, I think that's actually pretty fair. But BBL it is. Na'Vi versus Liquid. I think this is a pretty interesting matchup, obviously with how Na'Vi played and Liquid, but I mean, as the Nats fan myself, I think I have to vote Liquid here.
It's so weird that you hesitate. You are not sure about Liquid winning?
I think that Liquid, I think they're still sort of integrating tracks, and they had a shaking series against Koi. So I think there is a chance.
I just think Koi is far better. I just think Koi is far better now.
Yeah, there is I might be, because you see, there's always this conflict, right? Because Koi changed rosters, and it's like I'm still processing that because of how bad they played. Like, I mean, Koi has been bad throughout this entire franchising season, right? Even when they try to be good, even when they have good players, right? Like that 2023 roster was a really good roster, and they still perform badly. So I just have that in my mind. But yeah, I should be more confident in Liquid in winning this.
I think Koi will at some point become a powerhouse in EMEA. They are good in scouting, as you can see in the tier 2 academic teams. They did great in EMEA stage 2. So yeah, I think we should keep in your mind that Koi is bad, but it's not will not be forever.
That is true.
Okay, so I'm going non-liquid also because
Okay,
I believe in Koi.
nice. Heretics is Gentle Mates. And what an unfortunate series for Gentle Mates, because that's a hard one to pull after such a tight loss against Foot, but I think I have to go with Heretics here.
I think Heretics is so inconsistent. I want to think that Mates can win this one. I want to say Mates because I just think that with how many amazing things Heretics did feel these days, they will always have a moment they will have to calm down, just think about what they done, and just when the adrenaline is going down, you can't surprise a team that have the adrenaline that's going down. So I want to go mate on this one.
Yeah. Honestly, I like where you're thinking. I think you've convinced me there. I also really want to believe in this mate team myself, especially how well they played against Foot. So I think this will be the upset, and that Gem Mates win over Heretics.
Yeah, and also keep in mind that Heretics is almost already in champions, while Mate is fighting for their life and knowing if they don't win this kind of games, they will probably not even go to Ascension. So yeah.
Yes. All right. Next is Foot versus Vitality, and with how it's been going so far, and with my bias against Vitality, I'll have to be going Foot.
I also going to put, and I want to stay polite, so I will not say more.
Yes, you've mentioned quite a bit about this. So let's move on then through Koi versus Fnatic, where
No, I don't think there will not be any upset there. I just think Fnatic is too good as a team.
you think Fnatic too good a team? I also think Fnatic too good a team. I think Koi will be much better. I think Koi have a chance of taking off a map, but a series not so much. Fnatic will be winning the series, and as much as Math Material is trying to edge me on and pick Koi, will be sticking with my decision and locking this in.
Okay.
Let's move on to Americas then. Math Material, do you want to be on the? Do you want to be on? I know you didn't give a notice, but we can be I can be happy letting you on.
You know what? Give me like 2 minutes.
2 minutes, no problem.
Yeah. You can have a timer for like 120 seconds.
Perfect.
Yeah. Actually,
So let
yeah,
yeah.
you can take a break as well. I'll go into the timer and yeah.
Yeah, see you in 2 minutes.
Hello, hello everyone. Welcome back to VLR. You listening? We'll now be talking about Americas, which means I will change the text over here. We'll talk about the American matchups, and then talk about our predictions after. Let's go.
Yay! Yep.
Um, events.
100 Thieves NRG. Is that the first one?
The first one is Cloud9 versus
we
Furia.
we are gonna talk about the past games before
Yes.
talking about the future.
Yes. Where Cloud9 pulled off an unsurprising win against Furia. Wasn't even close. Just a landslide in general.
Yeah.
And I don't think there's too much to say about the series alone. So I want to ask you, do you think there's only hope for Furia? Maybe as an org, maybe as a
They could
season?
have. I just want to talk to the Furia general manager and like have a few words with him.
Go for
I
it.
think
No.
if they manage to bribe the right guy, they will stay in 2027. That's my only hope for Furia.
No, but at the Furia roster, at the start of the season was actually good. Like Havoc on Duelist was working out. They had MW Zera just shooting. I don't know why they didn't put him on Sentinel. Heat could have played Flash. They could have swapped. The roster at the start was really promising, right? Bringing in Adverso right now is also a good move. But then they just fuck it all up. Like Pala is not a good duelist. It's just I'd much rather have Havoc instead of Pala. I just me not happy with the way the roster is going. I think two is a very good pickup, but you just stick with your core.
To be fair about
need guys who can-
Furia, I did like. I do like Urango. I think Urango did an interesting ascension as an AGL with I think it was Galleries, I think. And and even if he's not a fragger, I think he's a decent EGL. But if you have an EGL that is not a fragger and your team is not, but you don't have any good fraggers on your team, that this is gonna be so hard, so hard. And there are so many talent in Brazil, and their team is currently at the bottom of their group in split 2 in Brazil, which means they're not that good to detect young player, new player, and so this is not really good for the future of Furia. But at least they have an academic team. If they have an academic team, they are at a way to hope. Teams that struggle
not-
and don't have an academic team, I'm just mad at them.
Valid. Yeah, academy teams are always a good sign.
Yeah.
You don't want to see the same names again and again on a struggling roster.
Yeah, that's true. Alright, let's move on then to a more exciting game, which is Leviathan versus Loud, where Loud pulled off the win against Lev, who brought in Sato and Okinas, and they played really well as individuals, especially Sato, but weren't able to win at the end. Loud played with Robbie BK and Verti. And do you think Loud are sort of back, right? Because obviously Loud had that tough season before. Yes? Is that what I heard?
I mean,
Yeah,
yeah.
I just think they pick the good player. I just think Verti and Luxo were the right choice. That they are the fragging players. They are the young players that is rising. You know they are the two of them are top 2 in terms of plus minus frag. So yeah, this was the two perfect pick for Loud. I'm just a little bit sad that they stole this player to other team and it was not in their academic team, because Loud is the only Brazilian tier 1 team that don't have an academic team. So in one end, I want to see them success. I want to see the player success, but I also want to see Loud not winning too much because they don't have an academic team.
I see.
I think the highlight for me in this game was Sato. Like seeing a duelist player from Brazil just absolutely fry, especially on that first map, Bind. Like how much he dropped like 30 something, no?
On Bind, yeah,
But-
it was insane.
yeah.
30 something.
Absolutely insane performance from this guy. And like Shadi couldn't carry it up to like map 3, but again, it's a very good sign for Latam and Brazil as a region.
Yeah, Brazil as a region, I mean, yeah, they have some incredible players. They just need to find them.
Yeah.
Kansin had a tough game.
Yeah.
But again, I don't
I-
think it's that big of a problem. Kaunzin can just lock in and go back to his old form. Again, the ceiling for these teams are really high. If you have two very good youngsters and two very solid players, I'm talking about Loud, by the way. When Verti Luxo has the two good youngsters, Pankara, Kaunzin has two really solid players, and Robbie BK, who was surprisingly IGLing the game well.
Hmm.
So the roster has a lot of potential. Maybe hopefully they win. You know, they're not caught in the loop of just losing close games. They actually get some wins. And the schedule for them is looking good against NRG, Crew, 100 Thieves, even MIBR. These are all winnable games for them.
Yeah.
NRG maybe not so much, but again, these are all winnable games.
I recommend any Latin America and Brazil team to look closely at playoff in Brazil split 2 and also at Ascension, because that here you can find amazing players that will cost you nothing.
Mm. Alrighty, then we shall move on, I believe. Anything else you want to say?
No.
Yes. We will now be talking about EG versus 2 Game, who have now brought in Spike, which is their main duelist player, who played an incredible series himself, topping the scorelines
Yeah.
at plus 16. But it wasn't quite enough. They got a surprising win over Sunset, but EG were able to pull it back, especially this insane comeback. I mean, look at that round
Yeah.
Yeah.
full, but yeah, walk me through it. Anyone want to, any comments you want to say?
Yeah, Spike is the
This
truth.
team have some aura. The 2G have really some aura. I just hope they can at least play into Ascension, because that they can qualify into Ascension. Spike is an amazing player. I'm so good with them, but yes, there are some players that doesn't have the level in the tier 1, and so it will be a little bit hard for them. Math.
Nothing more to add. Spike's just insane. Silent also had a pretty good game.
Yeah.
It's just they could have closed out map number 2 as well. 2G could have won this 2-0 against EG. Right. If it weren't for Derek just dropping 30, 2G easily could have won map 2. It's just good things to see, right? No one likes to see just a bad team lose again and again. The fact that 2G is competing with, actual good teams, it's a good sign. It's a happy thing to see.
Yeah, it's a great sign
Yeah.
for them. Do you think that
They
they
just
can make playoffs?
Actually, let me see who they play. G2, Furia, Cloud9, Sentinels. Ooh, that's a tough bracket.
Yeah, that they have a
S-
tough.
Actually, again, G2 are playing with the sub, right? I'm not doubting Baby Way, but maybe.
I think they will beat Furia, but they need one other win, and the other win will be so hard to take. And even with this win, I'm not even sure they can do it. So I think
I mean,
EG was their most realistic win.
they
And
should win against Furia. And G2 Cloud9, again, I favor both G2 and Cloud9, but if 2G wins, I wouldn't say it's that unlikely. I wouldn't be surprised if 2G get a win against either G2 or Cloud9.
Mm,
G2 obviously playing with a sub, Cloud9, all right, but not G2 good.
yeah, but a good win for EG. Definitely shock some EG fans though, because I feel like many people doubted 2G coming into this, and they kind of proved them wrong. Next, move on to MIBR versus Crew Esports, where MIBR took the loss. Actually, I
Yeah.
was Kesnet
Oh,
went insane the series. I mean, yeah.
he just locked in.
Do you think that MIBR are dead, right? Because obviously they get into Toronto, they got that they had that record-breaking most round losses, least amount of round wins in an international event, which
Yeah.
was like 20 something. And now they come in and they lose against Crew in their opening game. What do you think?
Okay, I don't think they'll be bad. I think they'll still be good. Eventually, they will figure stuff out as we go. Right? I don't see them. Again, they have Aspas and Verno. They can't be that bad. But the other teams in Americas have just leveled up, right? So for them making champs, it'll be harder than before. Because
what
who
is
looks good
interesting?
now? Yeah.
Yeah, go. Continue,
No,
continue.
go
I
on.
thought you. What's interesting is that in Masters, the problem was Aspas. And on this game, the problem was Verno, which was the best player in MIBR in the last week. And I think this is giving some hope because the day they boost frags, they will be boost back, and this can happen at any time. So I still think they can come back. We also have to give a look to Champions Point, to Master, to Champions Point. It's the name of the official name, or the VCT's point maybe, and see maybe if we saw to the Americas point, if we have enough win for MIBR. Huh.
Maybe
They
they could
have
make it one of champs points. You're right.
depends. They need to score some map because they don't have so many points in advantage. They've got 1 point more than Crew, 2 more than Heavy Genesis, 3 than Clone9, 4 than 100 Thief. So yeah, any win will be really important for MIBR, and I just think Crew is a good team.
That is
I
true.
think I thought you would be more mad at MIBR because they pick Ascent and play the 2022 default comp and lose 130.
They pick Ascent and they lose.
But that wasn't even close. Like,
It wasn't close. I mean, yeah, right. Yoru is just much stronger than KO and Breach right now. You have to play Yoru.
Yeah.
Let's move on then to. Oh, that was all the series. Yeah, now we go straight into pickups.
So MIBR won the map of. So yeah, I have some hope for MIBR.
Actually, I want to talk about
a bad map pick.
Dante's.
Oh, you want to talk about
Like Dante duels.
Okay.
No,
go
no,
for it.
no. I just want to talk, mention Dante duels. His first game did not have the performance I was expecting him to have. I thought he would like diff fast. That was my hot take for before this started, but could have had a better showing. That's all.
Yeah. Dante Lewis was having a pretty
That was a tough game for him.
tough game for him. Yeah. Let's
Thank
move.
God he has Kismet.
Yeah, let's move on then to the pick'ems.
Yeah.
Okay. So the next ones will be 100T versus NRG and Sen versus G2, where I think this is. I think the first one's pretty hard, but I think the second one. I think
Both had easy calls. Come on.
both are easy calls.
Boost I
Yeah.
think Boost are the most harder call we have to do today.
Really?
They're easy.
Yeah.
Okay. So Math Material, as the person who says it's easy, what do you believe?
I think NRG clears 100 Thieves. It's not even close.
Oh.
They'll be playing with a new IGL, right? 100 Thieves. The very first game. And NRG, they've already been on the upswing. They've been looking good every single game. Sure, they lost to Genji in the the EWC, but still they've been looking good every single game. The roster looks insane. 100 Thieves, they're playing with a brand new IGL. I don't even know who is IGL. Does guess IGL?
The IGL is Xander.
Oh, yeah, I know this. Yeah, the roster is chopped.
You don't believe in Xander
NRG
IGL?
gets this. I don't.
Honestly,
Think Xander doesn't have enough tier 1 experience, right? He even in tier 2, he didn't die. Actually, he did IGL in tier 2, right? Like he was.
yeah.
Wait, no, yeah, you're right. No, Xander's been IGLing since he was 17.
Yeah, he's had pretty decent IGL performances.
Yo, never mind. I wasn't familiar with his game. My bad. But still, again, I still think it's easy for NRG. They just 100 Thieves need to build themselves back up. I don't think it'll happen this game.
All right. What about you, Meg? Where are you leaning?
I think the good argument for 100 Thieves is that it's a team that was good in the double controller meta, and we are back in the double controller meta. So I want to give a small advantage to 100 Thieves, but it's true that energy seems to be back, so hard to say. I lean into 100 Thieves, but not enough.
I also think this is a super hard to call, but I like what 100T is doing. I like the roster changes. Sad for Boostio, but I think it's smart. So I will be going with 100 Thieves because of the belief. All right. So 100 Thieves would be our pick. Next is Sen versus G2, where I think because G2 are bringing in a substitute player, right, for Leaf, one of their best players, I think Sen have a pretty easy game going on.
What if I think G2 is actually the only team that is already qualified for champs?
Yes,
Am I right?
you are right.
That is true.
What if G2 just decide to not really play this P2 and just go chill?
I think
See,
that's
what I want to see is double duelist with Baby Way on Jet. I think that's the way to go about it. Jonah P can play Sentinel for them, have Baby Bay on duelist, and then maybe. But apart from that, I think yeah, Sentinel's got it. Would love to see Baby Bay on duelist again.
Yeah, Sen is probably the good choice because G2 have no reason to try out that much, to show too many composition, and they have a substitute. So yeah, this is not. You know, when you sometimes I say, oh, some teams shouldn't play, shouldn't try hard. They are already qualified. They should do nothing, but they have always an interesting counter argument that say, no, but you need this win because if you don't, you will start to think twice. This is not good for the morals. This is not good for the mental. But since you're a substitute, you can do that. So I'm leaning to something else.
Because I think practicing with double duelist, right, with Baby Bay on it, it's just a one-to-one replacement with Leaf. Leaf can play duelist really well. So it'll just be good practice. It'll just how double duelist fares for this team. And again, like play something you haven't played before and get an upset win. That happens all the time. Play like Paper X for once.
Yeah. I think those are totally fair. I think that G2 will take it pretty lax overall, but I don't think they will be like straight up, like not trying. But they won't be like going super hard. With that being said, I will be voting Sen. I think this seems to be the common agreement here.
Yeah.
Alright, let's move on to the next games week, which is 2G versus G2. And what do you think,
call an upset.
You want to call
I
the
want
upset?
2G to win. Yeah, I want 2G to win. I think I still call it an upset because by this time G2 should have practiced a lot more, and still it's stage 1 and stage 2 winning. Kickoff and stage 1 winning core. But I really want 2G to win, and this is a game they have to win if they want to qualify to playoffs and play in Ascension again. 2G will try extra hard this game. G2 won't.
I think that, although I agree with what you're saying, I think G2 are just such a good team in general, and I need to see more out of 2G. I think that I will be sticking with G2 as my pick because it's really hard to doubt G2, right? Even if internationally they haven't been put out. What a great argument. It does seem that there's some technical issues on her part, especially with her internet being pretty buggy. Or she's not here.
G2 in a situation where, okay, we are already in champs and we will just try hard but not that much. And you will have a team that will just want to survive and have to win these games. And also, it will be no longer the first games of the 2G duelist. So now he may be even better because it will not be his first time. And yeah, I it's not rational, but I don't want to be rational on this one.
See?
So I guess we're going for 2G for the upset.
Yeah, I guess we're going for 2G for the upset.
Okay.
The thing is, one question I always ask myself, like, how would the world be better if one of these two teams win? And I just see America's being a lot more fun if 2G win.
I mean, that
G2
is
winning
true.
again, that'd be so boring.
You're not wrong there. I'll give you that. So, yeah. With that upset being said, we'll be going against Fury against Sen. Now, Math Material, I know you talk to me in my DMs. I know you love Fury and you're going to go Fury, right? For the upset.
I think Fury is fucked. I think Fury is losing.
Even if
again,
yeah.
It would be funny, but like there's It's something that will never happen.
Meg, any hope for the Brazilian squad?
Boo! No.
The B in Brazil stands for boo.
Yeah, I think Fury are done for. I don't think they're getting a win this season.
Yeah.
Except for that one win against 2G with their American roster.
That would be heartbreaking if they beat 2G.
Yeah. Let's move on to 100T versus Crew, where this is actually pretty hard, I think.
Crew without an hesitation.
Yeah, isn't it? Does it to Cryo? Cryo will retire after this game.
Whoa. Honestly, I'm so down to think Crew are back, cause Crew have that
This
narrative
is-
of going to champs, right? I'm so down for
Exactly.
a
This
Crew
is
win.
the time.
Yeah. So I guess we're running Crew here.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. We shall be going to Energy versus Loud.
Really interesting one.
Yeah, I think people will be down on Loud because of their past performances, but they played good this week, right? Against Lev.
Yeah.
So
Loud have really good young player. I just want to believe into the young player.
believe in Luxa and what's his name?
Virti?
Yeah, VT, yeah.
Verti, yeah.
Verti, yeah.
Yeah.
Again, I think NRG on papers are the favorites, right? Where it's both are strong teams, at least as of right now.
Yeah, I think
I
Energy
think
are
both of them is-
favorites.
Yeah.
So I will be leaning towards Energy.
Yeah, we've
I
already
think.
called the upsets of the. We've already called enough upsets today. Just go NRG to the safe pick.
Okay. So we'll be going with Energy on that one.
Plus, it's hard to root against
Okay.
NRG, right?
Yeah. Cause I mean,
I think
Energy are just such a solid squad right now, and I think that especially after the 100T lane, they should have enough experience, experience under the belt. Loud do have insane players, but their macro is still questionable at times. So I think I have to go Energy.
yeah, and we've
Who
seen
is the
NRG
IGL
lose
in
so
Loud?
many times.
The-
Robbie BK.
Yeah, Robbie BK.
So yeah, the only not South American player is the IGL.
Yeah,
Hmm.
I think
Good choice.
again, thing is NRG's just taken so many L's over the years. You just want them to win. It's hard to root against them. You just want them to do well.
um, let's go with Cloud9 versus C9. Sorry, Cloud9 versus EG. Where this is
That would be an accurate representation of the game. Cloud9 just fight themselves because they can't stop throwing.
uh yeah, super interesting one. Do you think that I mean Cloud9 destroyed Furia, but that's also because it's Furia. So I don't have a grasp of how good they are as a team. EG though, they played a super close series against 2G, which they looked really good in. Tough one to call. I'm leaning towards C9. I don't know how about you guys though.
I'm leaning towards C9 for two reasons. First, they play Viper on Haven and they seem they have understand the importance of double controller in this current meta. And second, they are the group merchant. What do you think it will happen? It's a so
That is
important
true.
games about EG.
They are
They
the
can't
group
lose this one.
Group merchants it is. I agree. Let's go C9. Win
Also,
over
I want to
EG.
put some hate towards EG for their what do you call it? Again, I didn't do this previously against when we were talking about them earlier, but their comp on Sunset atrocious. Never want to see that again. Playing the Ascent comp on Sunset, the best race map, you're playing Jet.
Yeah.
Right, and because of that they should lose. That's just criminal. You can't get away with that.
That is very fair. Let's go on to MIBR versus Leviathan. Now, I think this is a super interesting one because obviously MIBR have been brought into the question of how they are as a team, and Leviathan played a super close series against Loud, but just weren't able to pull it across the line. I think this will be important for both teams, for a huge confidence
Yep.
boost and momentum. And I'm 50-50 on it, so I'd like to hear you guys'
I
opinions.
think I think the storyline going into this match is really like really fun. Thinking about like Sato, the new duelist from Brazil, to save Brazil, and then you have Aspas, the good old reliable sub consider the goat. I just want to see that matchup, the head-to-head duelist matchup. It'll be very fun.
You know me, I'm a Leviathan hater. So I will go MIBR. I just think the players in MIBR are good. They just need to be confident. And Leviathan is the perfect team to take some confidence.
Hmm.
Oh, I want to go for Leviathan here actually.
So you go for Leviathan and you go for MIBR.
I go MIBR.
Do the right thing.
I think it would be really funny if MIBR just completely crash off the Masters.
Yo.
I
I
think
understand.
I think I would love to see the narrative because everyone was rating what because we had Aspas at 1, right? At for Toronto as players, and it would just be kind of funny just seeing everybody's expectation being completely destroyed, and just seeing MIBR going on a historical streak. So
I'll just
for
lose
that
the game.
reason, I think Leviathan is my response, and that
Listen,
is
all I'll say is
our America Pick'ems.
I
would
wanted
be
to put
agree.
Amabia the second worst team in Toronto when we were doing the rankings. I saw the vision. I knew it was gonna
You
happen.
saw the
You just
vision.
didn't believe me. Yeah, and for that I would
I-
go Leviathan.
I would be agree with you, Nats, if Aspas didn't was the best performing player in against Crew.
That is true.
It
Yeah.
would have been so funny if Aspas, everyone was believing Aspas is the best, is amazing, and Aspas would totally crush. But since it's not happening, then I will stay on MRBR, and I just think Verno did have a bad games. It's happening to the best. That's why they lose against Crew that far, and they will win Leviathan. That is a far worse team than Crew Esport.
Yeah,
Don't think.
that is true. I think the Leviathan is a way. I think Leviathan's way worse than
I
Crease
think
was.
calling them way worse than Crew. I think Crew is definitely better, but way worse. When Leviathan beat Crew the last time they played,
I mean, yeah, but that's also because Crew looks so good right now.
yeah, they do. But calling them way worse is, I think, crazy work. And like, look at the Leviathan roster. Like, these are very good players.
That is true.
And
Leviathan did pick up some good players.
there's some really
Oh,
good players.
I'm so on the edge right now.
And look at the roster finally, has the role issues have been cleared. King can play smoke, Sato can play duelist, Okinus can flex, Calm Initiator takes central. Like, the roles make perfect sense. I I don't see how you can root against them.
You know what?
Let me check that.
Yeah, let me yeah, what let me check the roles. Let me make sure. Let me see how they go. I need to refresh myself.
So you've got Sato that played Yoru and Jet.
Yeah.
You've got King that plays Viper and Omen. You've got Okeanos that play Brim,
Flex.
Kaio, Harbor, which is a
Just
little bit
flex
weird.
in general.
No, it's not Flex. You've got
Yeah,
Tex
that's
that
flex.
plays Gecko, Cypher, and Killjoy. I suppose it's because of Bind, so Tex is probably their main Sentinels. Did they lose Bind?
They won behind.
No, they won bind.
They
But
won
that
Bind.
was mostly because Sato just dropped 31. Look at that.
Yeah. You know what? You know what? What did I say? What did I say against for the other game? I said Loud would lose to NRG, and for that reason, I'll be going MIBR. I'll settle on it.
Yes!
You've convinced me.
I think yes. I think if Leviathan win, will be just because Sato will drop an amazing games and just makes Aspas look so washed.
You know, it's so funny.
If Sato beat Aspas and solo carry this game against Aspas Verno, the narrative would be insane.
I think it would be so funny if Sato breaks the kill record against Aspas.
Yeah.
That's a narrative I will want to look out for, but for now, MIBL will be my pick. And that is it for Americas. I think that's actually pretty much it for the entire stream. Is there anything you guys want to add? We already did thread of the week.
I think we talk too many times, so I will talk about the meta next week when we will have a little bit less game to cover.
Yes, we have been through quite the bit. I mean, it's already up to 2 hours. I want to thank everyone for joining in, especially for the people out there commenting. You guys were very nice, a nice motivation. Yeah, thank you everyone for being here. This will be the end of VLR. You listening? See you next time.
Of this episode.
Bye.
Not... Bye.